Hello and welcome to Art 141 Digital Photography. We're going to go over the structure and what you need to do to get started in the class and just the layout of the online course. There'll be a intro video at the start of each section. We pretty much live in the modules for the class. You hopefully found this through either the announcements or the Start Here video, or you clicked on the top. So if we navigate to modules, you'll get pretty much everything you need to get going in the class, as well as some handy links. Things do move around, so this video may still applicable, but maybe in a different order come the time you're watching this video. But it gets you started, and then it also has some helpful guides and links for problem solving if you're having an issue in the class. So we get started at the top. Everything here pretty much works top to bottom. Please view all links and read and watch all the assigned tasks. But you start off with your textbook. It's going to show you the required textbook and a recommended textbook. This will just help with Photoshop Lightroom Creative Cloud if you're more of a book learner versus a watch videos learner. The next is camera requirements and frequent asked questions. So this breaks down what you need to look for in a camera and how you can find a camera for varying price points. Next, we have a video introduction to Lightroom, just a little quick overview, and then a how-to guide on purchasing and picking and downloading your Lightroom edition. And a camera, the textbook, and Lightroom are required for the completion of this course. After those, we've got a few help and how-tos, how to create a proof sheet and contact sheet in Lightroom Classic. This is just a little photo guide on how to go about creating one of the required elements in turning in assignments. Picture guide to sharing your images in Lightroom Web. So again, picture guide, just walking you through how you can do that. These elements are for creating a collection and sharing those in Lightroom Classic, but you can do a very similar thing with similar steps in regular Lightroom. And let me just backtrack because I didn't mention that. There are two editions of Lightroom through Adobe. Ideally, you will have access to both of them if you're subscribing with the photo or the Lightroom only subscription. Lightroom Classic is the standard desktop version. It's the most powerful edition with the most editing capability. If you are on a Chromebook or you want to edit on your tablet on the fly and you're not taking your desktop or laptop computer with you, the Lightroom cloud-based edition, which I like to kind of refer to as Lightroom Lite, can be downloaded on all devices, tablets, Chromebooks, iPhone, Android phones. You can put this edition on all of them, and the system actually can be linked together. So if you have both editions, you can access and save images and view them from everywhere through the cloud-based networking. So that's very convenient. The tutorials, however, in this class are mostly based off of the Classic edition. So this is a video. It's a little bit lengthy on cloud syncing with Lightroom, and it goes into all the details on how you can sync and organize images through all the different editions and on your phone, etc. Link to just all the Lightroom tutorials. We're going to view many tutorials in this class, and we will not, however, view them all. So for instance, I do not think, that might be a good one. And dynamic image editing or composing group pet portraits, definitely not going to be assigning this one, but if it's an area of interest to you, you can absolutely click on that video and give it a watch. Also, if you are a Chromebook user and you are stuck only using Lightroom Lite, they have the library here for using that. Making basic edits would be a solid video to watch in that, even if you're just using it on your phone. Modules. So Lightroom tutorials. Every week we will have, or every module we will have, an assigned photo period in which you will write a discussion topic post on an artist that is working in the assigned years. So do be careful that your artist and your images are from the assigned decade. You know, if you pick, if we're looking at, say, like 1890, you could accidentally find it a photographer that, say, did work in the 1930s but was born in 1890. Let's try to keep their work actually to the time period. So just be careful on that one. This just walks you through some of the directions. Ideally, you post your written discussion topic by Wednesday. It will be due on Saturday, I believe. But that if you can all get them posted on Wednesday, that gives your classmates and you time to read your guys' hard work and respond to at least 2 of your classmates by Saturday. These need to be interesting and articulate responses. It needs to be more than good job or that's really interesting. Responses are a minimum of 3 sentences about the artist and the write-up, and it should be relevant to the class content to obtain credit for those. Your writing, this walks you through pretty much exactly what you need to do. You're going to pick a new photographer each week. You're going to present 4 images from that person. You're going to give a bit of an abstract on who they were and what their career looked like. Analyze one of the pieces of work, or at least one of the pieces of work, based on the week's photo assignment. So our first, week could be on observing things around us because we're doing a scavenger hunt. As we go on, it could be on composition, but it could also be on composition and previous topics as well. Here's a chance to use your vocabulary. Some original thought. What did you think about their impact in the art world? Who they were, how, say, their work with the Red Cross influenced their work, or their work with nature helped create national parks. So, just some interesting thought there. And then if you need a help getting some ideas of what to say, well, that's not going to let me pull it. I'll fix that link before this goes up. The gallery review document basically has some bullet points where you can kind of start analyzing different points, and then that can help you write this in a more correct structure. Like I said before, you have required responses. You need to respond to at least 2 other students for full credit, and those responses need to be 3 sentences or more. Again, put some thought and effort into those. The main discussion point, all of these are graded out of 5 points. The main discussion is worth 3 points, and the qualifying follow-up comments are worth 1 point each, with a maximum points for follow-up questions of 3 points. So you may do more than 2, highly suggest so. So each week you have, or each assignment you have a total points of 5 with a possible 1 point extra credit every week. So do take advantage of that if you feel so inclined. This is one thing where you can use AI to help structure your writing. You cannot use ChatGPT to write the whole thing for you. Please make sure you're aware of the AI policy that if you are using it, you must also attach a transcript of the dialogue conversation between you and the generative AI so that I know how you used it and in what formats, and make sure that you didn't use it in the wrong way. When in doubt, don't use ChatGPT, but it is a helpful writing tool for if you aren't comfortable writing structured responses, and you can tell it to take this information and help you figure out how to write this paper, and it'll give you some helpful feedback. It's also not a bad place to plug in what are 10 photographers that practiced in the 1920s, and it will give you a list, and then you can Google those. So it's a valid tool that is allowed to be used in certain ways. Moving on, here are some photo sources. So these are some websites and galleries that have access and allow students, for instance, the Getty allows students, I will check those too. Art collection, there we go. It allows students to search different decades. So we could do 1900s, and then you can find photographers, and you can actually, if you find a photographer or an image you like, you can save or use these in Scholastic, in Scholastic uses to help fill the requirements for your 4 images for your photographers. Life magazine's really cool. It's been around for over 100 years, and this is a complete archive of all of the photos that they have ever issued in all of theirs. So there's quite the collection in here. That's really cool to browse through and can be a really nice place to find images for your assignments as well. Google Art and Culture is also partnered with them so that you can get collections as well. Ooh. And this is all World War II. Anyway, moving on. Trying to make this quick, but it is always going to be a long intro. So photo sources, gallery options for reviewing art galleries. There will be 2 art gallery reviews. There will be that form that I'll get that link fixed. And again, they're short response forms. They're not a big written essay, but you must go see a gallery in person. If that is absolutely impossible, then those galleries are options, but I really do encourage you to go see some photography in person. And if you're really savvy, you can hunt down my art. I believe it's on the Henderson campus this next term. If you want to see my photography. Or you can also just Google my name and look at my website. Not for the assignment, but you could, if you're interested in seeing my photography, that's a great place to look. So next, Microsoft Word, Office, that's free for students. That just helps you access it if you haven't done so already. So that's the main getting started. Here next are some helpful links. The concept sheet. We will be turning in a concept sheet with almost every assignment except for the very first one. It looks something like this. This sheet is for helping you articulate what you might say in a standard studio class where we put images up and you talked about them. So in some times you'll come up with a really cool concept that you want to use to create the images. Sometimes it's just follow the instructions. These are the prompts. You do not necessarily have to use this particular form, but you do have to include this content in your assignments. This is a graded part of your grade. So it's like 10% of every grade is just doing that form. A lot of students like to just print them out, fill them out, photograph them, and upload them as an image. You can also download that. It's a Microsoft Word, so you can then type in it if you want. Some images in class, some links are too big for Lightroom to, or not Lightroom. Some of the links in the class for the tutorials are too big for too big for Canvas to handle. So if they do not load, you can click on the title bar and or the little icon of the web page, external web page icon, and that should launch that into a new browser. If that doesn't work, double check that you do not have a pop-up blocker on, and then try again. So if you're having problems viewing video links, there's information there. If you're having problems viewing web links, sometimes you need to click on this, or you might need to copy and paste if for some reason it's broken. Or if you get this where it says it's too big for Photoshop or for Canvas, you can click on the title as well. And if you forget that, those helpful guides are right there. So after viewing this and getting your textbook together, finding your camera, getting Lightroom downloaded, the first assignment will be our scavenger hunt. To progress in the class and be most successful, start at the top and work your way down. Turn it to student view. Looks a little different on my side than it does on yours. So you're going to start by looking at your readings and your Lightroom tutorials. So you're going to read this chapter and you're going to watch these tutorials. There is also a few videos, camera basics, camera settings. There's the contact sheet information again. And then we're going to have every module, we're going to have a featured photographer that we're going to watch a little video on and look up some information about. Here we have Matthew Brady and the wet collodion process. Lastly, we have the scavenger hunt list. This is here. You can download it, throw it on your phone, screenshot it, whatever you need to do so that you have it handy for when you're out photographing. I guess you could also have the Canvas app on your phone and navigate to that page while you're out photographing, but whatever's easiest. And then you have your assignment. So again, it has the list in there. And then it's going to say that you need to use 25 images. See above, you're going to make a contact sheet, a proof sheet. So view the references above and turn those in. Again, every week there's going to be, I haven't, got them loaded in there yet, but there should be a little intro for each module about that coming module. So if you have any questions, reach out to me by email. I am out of state. I live in Eastern Oregon on the Idaho border, so I'm actually in Mountain Standard Time. But I am around by email if you need something, and I'm always happy to Zoom with you if you need some one-on-one help. And you can always reach the instructor from the inbox. And I will see you all in the next module video.